Hi viewers, this is your Madhusudan Reddy Kunreddy. Welcome back to my channel Mad Hottie. Today we are going to discuss about drip irrigation system. So before going to begin our topic, till date those who do not subscribe to my channel, so please do subscribe and watch my videos. If you like my videos, don't forget to share and don't forget to like. And also if you have any doubts so regarding my topics, so don't forget to ask. So coming to our topic, let us begin our topic. Drip irrigation system. Drip irrigation system is also called as regular irrigation system or micro irrigation system. So the modern drip irrigation system has been invented by the scientist Simcha Plas. So he is the famous Israel engineer. He invented the drip irrigation system and he got the patent for the first time for the drip emitters in the year 1959. I'll tell you the brief history behind this, how this scientist Simcha Pla got this idea, how the micro irrigation system, the concept of micro irrigation system has been arranged. So he is a scientist, he used to visit the fields regularly. So one day he went to his field and he is roaming in the field. So at somewhere in the field, so he observed that there is a hole on the plastic pipe. So at that time, so he has seen that situation and he left as it is. After 10 days again he visited the field and he observed that the plant which is grown at that particular place, the place where the pipe has been leaked, get good and better yield compared to the plants which is grown in the entire field. So from that situation, the drip irrigation system, the concept of drip irrigation system has been arrived. Sorry, the concept of drip irrigation system has been arised. So here we are seeing the different components of drip irrigation system. So one by one I'll explain you. Each and every point is important, so please try to note it down. So here we are seeing, so this is the source of water. So from this source the water is pumped through the sand filter. So this is the sand filter. So what is the use of sand filter? The sand filter is filled up of sand, and the main advantage of sand filter is whatever the sand particle or silt particles or clay particles present in the water source has been filtered, and this filtered water is pumped through the screen filter. So the water coming from the main source entered into the sand filter, in which the water is filtered, the filter water is again pumped into the screen filter. So this here we are seeing, this is screen filter, so in which the remaining particles, means small sized particles, has been filtered. So fine sand particles or fine sized particles, whatever they are remaining in the water, has been filtered. So the filtered water is pumped into the main lines. So from here the filtered water is pumped into the main line is present below the soil. So in between sand filter and screen filter, so we are seeing, so this is the pressure valve. Normally drip irrigation system is two types. One is high pressure drip irrigation system and second one is low pressure drip irrigation system. So low pressure drip irrigation system is always working in between the pressure range of 20 to 30 psi, and high drip irrigation system is working at the pressure of above 30 psi. So here we will see at what pressure the drip irrigation system is working. So clearly we are seeing the pressure of drip irrigation system. It is working at 23 psi. 23 psi means the farmers are using low pressure drip irrigation systems in their respective fields. This is the drip lateral, so on which the drip emitters are fitted. So this is the drip emitter. So here we are not having the drip emitter. So instead of using drip emitters, the farmers are using jets. So here we are seeing this is the jet. This is the connection of jet. Instead of using drippers, the farmers are using jets. Why? Because so this is a summer season, so if we will use drip emitters, the drip emitters will place the water at particular place only. Instead of using drip emitters, if we use jets, so this will sprinkle the water throughout the ring basin. So here each drip emitter can deliver the 2 to 20 liters of water per hour. So it depends on the pressure of drip irrigation system, at what pressure drip irrigation system is working, and also it depends on the type of drip emitter we are using. So some of the people will use 1 GPH emitter. GPH means 1 gallon per hour water emitters, 2 gallon per hour water emitters. So 1 gallon water is equal to nearer 4 liter, 3.78 liters. So in general, one drip emitter can deliver the water 2 to 20 liters per hour. Now I'll tell you the major advantages of a drip irrigation system. So by using drip irrigation system, we can save the water up to 30 to 50%, and the water use efficiency of a drip irrigation system is 95%. So by using drip irrigation system, we can minimize the evaporation of water, and we can use the we can increase the yields up to 90%. And one more main advantage is the drip emitters can deliver the water directly to the root zone of particular plants. So this is the main advantage of drip irrigation system. Next, coming to what is the main disadvantage of drip irrigation system. The main disadvantage of drip irrigation system is drip laterals will clog. So clogging is the main disadvantage. So how the drip laterals will get clogged means, so due to some salts present in the water, or some sand particles present in the water, some bacteria, so many reasons are there. So how we will overcome this drip clogging? How the drip clogging will be overcome? So I will tell you what to do. So by using acid, hydrochloric acid HCl, so 50 ml per bucket water. Otherwise, if you will don't have acid, so go with the pumping of normal water. So what is the procedure? So here we are seeing the drip laterals. So this is the drip lateral. So on drip lateral, so we are having drip emitters. So this is the drip emitter, and this is the drip emitter. At every plant we are having 2 drip emitters. So like this, so throughout the orchard, so we are having so many drip emitters on a single lateral. So first we have to remove all the drip emitters from the drip lateral, and after that, if we will remove this drip emitter, So we are seeing this is the hole, and this hole is plugged with plastic plugs. So if we'll do like this, so the entire pipe will get pressured. So after this, what we have to do is, this is the end of the lateral. So here we are closing the end of the lateral. So after closing all the drip emitters, we have to open this drip lateral end. So here we are seeing black water first, we are getting brown water first, means this drip lateral is filled with so many sand particles, clay particle, etc. So likewise we have to do 3 to 4 times per month. If you are not getting good results by pumping water, then you will go for acid method. For acid method also same procedure. So we have to close the drip laterals by using plastic plugs. So after that we have to open the drip lateral and we have to pump the acid through the pipes. So acid will clear the impurities present inside the drip lateral. And one more thing is the cleaning of sand filter and screen filter is necessary. The question is, the cleaning of sand filter and the screen filter is necessary. So it depends on two factors. If you will get water, the major source of water from bore wells, cleaning is not necessary, because the underground water which we are getting from the bore well is not having any impurities except some salts. So the second thing is, if the major source of water is from rivers and canals, the cleaning of sand filter is necessary. We have to clean the sand filter 2 times per day. So now I'll show you the practical how to clean the sand filter. Now let us watch. So the actual process is, from major source the water is pumped into the sand filter. So in the sand filter, water is moved from up to down. In the down, the filtered water is again entered into the screen filter. So from screen filter also the water is moved from up to down. So in the down, so you will see the main line. So from main line the water is pumped into the laterals, and from laterals, so water is emptied through drippers into the root zone. So how we have to clean the sand filter? So first we have to change the gate valves here. So first we have to change the main source gate valve. So then again we have to change the gate valves, so which is present on the sand filter. Now we have to remove the cap. So now we have to close the main source gate valve. Then water is pumped directly out. Now we are seeing the water. If we leave it for 5 minutes, then the water is purified. Means the impurities present inside the sand filter is pumped off. So after 5 minutes again, so we have to change the main source gate valve. Then we have to close it this pipe by using cap, and again we have to change the gate valves. At the time of changing gate valves we have to take much care, because at the time of changing gate valves, if something is going wrong means the entire pipeline system will be gone. So now once again we will check it the pressure, at what pressure the drip irrigation system is working. See, 21, 22 is going up. Now it goes up to 23. Yeah, this is all about drip irrigation system. If you have any doubts regarding drip irrigation system, so you can ask me in the comment section. And I want to ask one question from today's class is, who is the father of modern drip irrigation system? So please share your answer in the comment section. In the next video I am going to discuss about sweet orange. Sweet orange belong to citrus group. And I'll ask one more question is, what are the maturity indices of sweet orange? So please think. So we will discuss in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.